Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube channel. Good morning. Hope you are all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos uploaded in this channel useful, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell icon so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or on the internet. In the last episode of Know Your Mind segment, we focused our attention on the type 2 personality of Enneagrammic Jesus, namely his helping and caring nature. Though Jesus was always ready to help the one in need, he neither suffered from the compulsion of needing to be needed by making others dependent on him, nor was he caught up with avoidance of ignoring his own needs. In this episode, we will talk about what helped Jesus not to be obsessed with compulsive need to be needed and be free of avoidance of ignoring his own needs, even though he was thoughtful of and sensitive to people and ever ready to spend himself for others. Firstly, like an Enneagram type 2 person, Jesus did not suffer from the avoidance of ignoring his own needs. He was never afraid of depending on others, often allowed himself to be served by others, and allowed his disciples to support and carry out his mission. In Luke 10:38 to 42, we see Jesus allows himself to be served by Martha while enjoying the company and conversation with her sister Mary, despite Martha's complaint that he was not letting Mary to help her with the food preparation. Similarly, Mark 26:36 to 46 speaks of Jesus during his agony in the Garden of Gethsemane, called his disciples Peter, James, and John to stay by him and pray with him. Likewise, Jesus shared with his disciples his thoughts, feelings, hopes, temptations, inner experiences, and vulnerabilities as if one would share with friends, even though they often did not understand Jesus' needs and be of help to him. In John 15:15, Jesus calls his disciples friends and declares, I no longer call you servants because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I call you friends, for everything that I have learned from my Father, I have made known to you. In the same way, Jesus often made every effort to strengthen his disciples and facilitated them to develop personal affection and commitment towards him because he needed them to accomplish his mission of salvation. We have a beautiful example in John 21:15 to 17, where Jesus confirms the committed love of Peter, who denied him 3 times, by asking him 3 times, Do you love me more than these? And each time commissioning him with the words, Feed my flock and tend my sheep. In John 20:24 to 29, Jesus appears to Apostle Thomas, who doubted his resurrection, and removes his doubt in the way he wanted it, to which Thomas responded, My Lord and my God. By reaching out to Peter and Thomas in this manner, Jesus let them know that he needed them. Jesus believed that despite their shortcomings, his disciples would do greater things than he himself did. John 14:12. It is clear from the fact that Jesus sent his disciples in their own independent mission after due preparation. Matthew chapter 10. Secondly, even though Jesus was a sensitive person who was thoughtful of other people's needs, empathetic towards persons who were in trouble, and ever ready to reach out to people in service, He never suffered from the compulsion of being needed by others. He had no obsession of being wanted, looked for, or needed. He did not attempt to make others to depend on him. He did not control his disciples or any other person. Jesus never forced or compelled anyone to follow him or to accept his teaching. Instead, Jesus just invited them. He left them free so that they can make a personal choice to follow him or not. This is clear from the fact that Jesus often used invitatory phrases such as follow me, learn from me, abide in me, come and see, and the like, giving his listener an opportunity to make a personal and free choice to accept or not accept Jesus and his teaching. For example, in Mark 10:17 to 22, Jesus calls the young rich man who followed the commandments from childhood to a life of union with Christ, which demands letting go his possessions, but gives him the option of choosing or not choosing that path by saying, come, follow me. He decides not to follow Jesus. John 1:35 to 39 speaks of John the Baptist telling his disciples to follow Jesus after pointed out to them as the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. The disciples asked Jesus where he stayed, and Jesus responded to them, come and see, leaving them the choice to follow him or not. Unlike an Enneagram Type 2 person, Jesus never did anything in order to be acknowledged, appreciated, and praised. As a matter of fact, whenever Jesus performed miracles, he often told the beneficiaries of the miracles he performed not to tell anyone about the benefit they received through the miracles. For instance, in Matthew 8:1 to 4, after healing a leper, Jesus tells not to tell anyone about the healing, but to show himself to the priest and offer a gift as a testimony of being healed. In Matthew 9:27 to 31, after healing a blind and mute man, Jesus tells him, see that no one knows about this. Thus, Jesus never compulsively sought appreciation and praise for the good he had done. In the same way, unlike an Enneagram Type 2 person, Jesus was never disappointed, felt embittered, or rejected when others did not consider him important and special. When Pharisees ignored, rejected, found fault, waited for occasions to trap him, and accused him of evil actions he had never done, he took these criticisms in a matter-of-fact manner, did not give up on his accusers and critics, but continued to preach the gospel to them and challenged them to change their mindset and accept his message. For example, Luke 4:14 to 30 speaks of Jesus being rejected in his hometown Nazareth. Jesus moves on by saying, no prophet is accepted in his own hometown. Thus, Enneagramic Jesus lived out his Type 2 personality without getting caught up with its compulsion of need to be needed and without compulsively avoiding his own needs. He generously reached out to others in love and kindness, but never forced his love and kindness on others. Nor did he use his acts of kindness to win love and appreciation from others. He gave himself freely and let others to give themselves to him with complete freedom. There was no compulsion and obsession both in his giving and receiving. He expected nothing from others when he gave and was happy to receive what the other is capable of giving. Thus, in Jesus, we find a tremendous sense of balance in that he did give himself freely and allowed the other to enter into his life at their own pace, truly cherishing the joy the other can give. In the next episode, we will talk about how Enneagram Type 2 persons can learn to deal with their compulsion and avoidance from Enneagrammic Jesus Type 2 personality, thereby live a compulsion free and avoidance free life with themselves, others, and God. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.